growing up, I sold my soul a good price, out of sight. My hoe got talent, right? Whole squad ran, do that shit, yikes.
So today I started out the day by trying to start the 460 up because the bed is getting a little full of scrap metal. I need to take a scrap run soon, and it had no battery voltage at all. It had like 4.1 volts, and I was like, you gotta be shitting me. I must have left something on. I must have left the dome light on, whatever. So I'm charging it right now. I'm using this EverStart like smart charger. I'm not too much of a fan of it. Every once in a while, it won't recognize that it's connected to the battery, and that it'll screw you because it won't start charging until it sees battery. And if a battery is completely dead, then you're not going to be able to charge it back up because it won't, like the charger just won't see it. But while I'm waiting on that, I started making drive-over fenders for my trailer. Now I know my trailer is not wide enough for me to be able to fully use the drive-over fenders, but the reason I'm making these fenders is because the old fenders, which is this style, this would be the fender that the previous owner had on the trailer, and it's so thin that it wobbles around, and I don't know if you can see it. You can see it a little bit on this one, but it's flat. As you can see, it started to rub on the inside of the tire, and it actually blew this tire out. Not this specific tire, but this location of tire. I got new tire put on it, but it flattens it, gets it real thin, and then it'll blow on you in any second, just because the fender is touching the tire itself and just heating it, taking off material, and then it blows. So, worst case scenario, I don't actually use them as drive overs. They're just standard fenders that can be driven over if need be, but it actually widens the trailer between the fenders by, I don't know, maybe a few inches, but those few inches, you'd be surprised. Those few inches gives you a lot of room to pull the truck or car or whatever on. I also moved my toolbox forward a foot because the Tahoe that I pulled the engine out of for the 240 was pushing it. The rear tire was like here, and I didn't like that. It fit on the trailer and I brought it home fine, but if I'm bringing anything longer home, like a Suburban, it's not gonna fit, and that would be a problem. So I moved it forward. I'm debating if I wanna make little ramps to make it so I can go up even further, but I don't wanna push it just now. I wanna get these fenders done and be able to use my trailer with the fenders and everything. So now, I was working on these fenders yesterday, and I bent up 3 of the 4 bars that I'm using. I left one unbent so I can put it on video for you guys, but basically all of the boring work, all of the prep, all of the cutting of the different other pieces and measuring and lining up is all out of the video, so it's just nicer for you guys. Be a little quicker. You don't need as much attention span to be able to watch it. There's a lot more fun stuff going on. So I'm gonna get to bending this last piece. Each angle is 30 degrees. I cut the tubes to 8.5 feet, and I put the bend at 26 inches in from each end. So it's completely even. I did mess up a little bit on that fender. I brought it to about 33 degrees, and you'd be surprised how much different it looked. And it actually messed up my mounting on the other one, but I think I'm just gonna run it. We'll see. I don't know what I wanna do yet. But I'm gonna get to bending that, and we'll go from there. got this very last piece of tube bent. Just gonna give you guys a few tips on bending some stuff because I have a decent amount of experience just with this one specifically because of my Toyota bed that I built. I don't know if I've showed or if you guys seen this at all. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people have seen it. That are my buddies. But I built this entire thing with that bender. It was a pain in the ass. Huge pain in the ass. I would rather get a nice one. I just need to buy a nice one. Like, I just need to go buy one. I'm just lazy as fuck, so. But, so when I'm bending this, I'm using my little angle gauge here. And I set it here. And I'm getting about -5 degrees. And you set it here, you get positive 25 degrees. So, which adds up to 30 degrees, and that's what I'm going on both bends. Now when you're doing it, you need to bend it 3 degrees over because it's going to bounce back a few degrees. So I would always go to about 32 to 33 degrees, let it loose, let it relax, and then check it again. And if it needs more, give it a little more. If it needs less, then, well, you gotta bend your next piece a little more. But that's how that goes. I have both pieces lined up next to each other now. So I'm gonna be taking this piece of 7-inch long by, I think it's just a 4x4 piece, but it's gonna go like that. Obviously not that close together. They're gonna be spread out a little bit, but it should work out pretty nice. Got the one side on. Thing's not going anywhere. So basically to secure it, I'm gonna drill a hole here and one on the other side, and I'm just gonna slide pins right through so they don't come out. I'm about to start mocking up the other side. We've got the pieces of wood under here just to hold it up where it'll sit. It'll sit in just a little bit further, a little bit like that. I'm gonna make these little cutouts so this just sucks in just a little bit more, just to make it as low profile as possible. Yeah. So got to this point, I got the fenders welded up, completely solid on. I was walking on them, jumping on them, and I cut out the plate to run over top to make it a solid fender and not make it so it's got, you know, the big gap in the middle. This should strengthen it back and forth. I'm putting spot welds every inch. I came and just put little hash marks wherever I'm gonna put the spot weld. The spot weld in here. At least at first, I might put a solid bead across and then try to grind it flat so it looks like one piece, but it might look better just tacked up. I think it'll look better tacked up. So I'm gonna get to doing that. I've got my welder set up. Gotta throw my helmet on, and I'm gonna start tack welding. All right, I gotta clean up the trailer a little bit because I decided, I went to Walmart today to get some other stuff, some Christmas shopping stuff, some gifts for me and the girlfriend, but I picked up some of this black cherry wood stain. My trailer deck is about 100 square foot of wood. So from what I saw, 100 square foot can be taken up by about a quart of stain. I got 3 just so I can do a thick first coat, good second coat, and it'll look real good. I'm really excited with this black cherry. It should look very good. All right, massive change. Crazy. It looks totally different. I fucking love it. Just got done doing all the little like cracks and everything with a little brush. I just rolled it on like I said. It took me a decent amount of time. It took me about a half an hour to sand the whole thing. And then my girlfriend showed up She helped me roll everything out. It took about 2 quarts. Yeah. Well, it took 2 quarts and then took a little bit more, just like a splash out of the 3rd can that I bought to touch everything up. I had to get all the cracks and everything. So I got all the cracks. It looks a little spotty right now, or it might not to you guys, but it looks a little spotty to me right now, but that's just because of the wet stain that I used to touch up. And then the fenders are on. I welded all the plate on, tack welded it, just all the way around. I think it looks awesome. And then I threw 2 coats of that hammered stuff. So it shows you like what it kind of is on the cap of the thing. But turn around. So it's good for wood, metal, plastic, or masonry. It's black, but it's the hammered paint and primer in one. And that's another reason why I used it, because I didn't have to prime it. I just threw down on it. Finished up the trailer and pulled it out. I drilled holes and put these pins in. I need to go get some more pins because I only had 1 and I need enough for all 4 tie downs. Did a little bit of shavings from drilling yesterday, but it's completely sealed. It's waterproof. The deck's waterproof. The rest of the fender's painted. I only put 2 coats on everything. Should be dry. Yeah, it's dry. So yeah, fenders are done. And then I'm actually going to use the trailer tomorrow to go help out my buddy pick up a K5 Blazer. Not sure what year it is, but it should be a pretty cool pickup, and it'll be a nice way to test out my slightly modified trailer. So yeah, it should be fun. But this is where I'm gonna end this video.
Pop the trunk, I open up, I sold my soul a good price, out of sight. My hoe got talent, right? Whole squad ran, do that shit, yikes.